Oh, what? What?
Thank God they see they buy money. I know they sleep on.
Hi everybody, it's JB and I'm back with another reaction video. And today we got that new Burna Boy album. I am so excited to listen to Twice as Tall because African Giant was beautiful. African Giant took my heart. Outside was very good. I mean, like Burna has maybe 1 week project, but everything is like quite consistent when it comes to Burna. Do you know what I mean? So I am very excited for Twice as Tall. I'm gonna get straight into it, but I just have a quick reminder. If you are a creative, singer, dancer, producer, graphic designer, actor, whatever, and you have some content that you would like promoted, that you would like showcased, that you would like commented on, send your work to that email down below. Send it to jbsradar@gmail.com. I will most likely see it because I've made a specific email just for creatives to send me their work to. So it's more likely for me to see it, and you might get picked to be in my JB's Radar episode where I discuss 2 creatives and why I like their work and content. So all you got to do is send your work to that email down below. If I choose you and you're willing to pay the small fee to get your stuff on my video, then listen, you can have your work discussed and promoted on my channel.
Oh, I'd have to be twice as tall at least to be.
I remember when I couldn't level up. I was trying, but I couldn't level up. It was rough, you see. Start feeling like level up. Doing what I must, seem like there's always another level up. Swear you always found me looking up. But sometimes, and I'm alive, you know me Afro. We did my Brazil and some VVS to ice my bezel up. Some of my guys might never see this. You can do it,
Wow, so Level Up was really insane. It was really cinematic. I felt like I was traveling through like literally Africa, but like on like a really in slow motion, because the song was just like, so there was a drone to it, there was an airiness to it, where it's like imagine if you were just like observing whilst you're on this journey through the motherland. Level Up brackets Twice as Tall is a very beautiful introduction, but a very beautiful feature there. His singing and everything was just great. What? Reload it. Take it back. Like, even the start of the track, we've got that lonesome kind of sax, and we've got the choir vocal in the background, sounding like one, like, I don't know, scary nun opera singer.
Yo, you awake yet?
I'm awake! What the hell? Alarm clock needed to be longer. What is this? How can you only make that 2 minutes and 13 seconds? It was a vibe. That was beautiful. That was beautiful!
When the chance, you could die, baby. If in a landslide, for a long time, if it's easy. Who better know who do we like? Way too big to be fucking bitch.
Yes, sir.
With you.
What?
Way too cool to be losing my. I bring the thunder like Moody. They say I'm on drugs, see me on Moody. But I'm on cause I'm on Moody. Beat my case cause I'm on Moody. Took my place at the shine.
track is stupendous. Of course, we have got that Afro-beat, Western African influence in there, but it's such a complex musicality to this track, but it works, it comes together so beautifully. Burna Boy has brought Western African sounds and he's brought that Afrobeat culture. He's not, I wouldn't say modernized it, but he's like he's turned it and manipulated it in some aspects, so like it's like a whole new thing altogether. Like I can't explain it, but he is an amazing artist and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
If
you like me, say hello. I say once again. As I come to place, from Johnny Bay, making clear the way. Let the shadow go to start to the call the people.
I feel like Bebo is definitely a more chill, more laid back track. You can definitely feel the looseness in this. It was just kind of like about letting the music go through you. It was not like a big focus on energy. There wasn't a big focus on like crazy instrumentals. It was like there was a general melody there, general rhythm there, and you had to just let it go. And Burna Boy sounded very at ease when he was flowing over this track. So I feel like this is more of a smooth, laid back track, and I like it. It's gone to the playlist. Nothing so far has missed the playlist. But Bebo was definitely a calm down in energy wise in comparison to Alarm Clock and Way Too Big.
Cause my mommy won't let me.
Ooh, those sounds.
I go show you wonder what it wonderful.
Oh, this one is definitely the most traditional track I've heard so far. It's sounding very similar to another African song that I've heard before, especially the start of it, but I can't place it, which is unfortunate. Wonderful. I like how it sounded so much like home, like old traditional home. The instruments there, you could hear them a bit more. There was a little less like electronic effects there, and you can hear it was more stripped back to like more basic instruments. It was brilliant. It was uplifting. It was just such a great, uplifting, happy song. Vocals as well from him is just beautiful here. Nothing short from what I'd expect from Burna Boy. He has brilliant vocals. It's great. Next we got Onyeka, which is that's an Igbo name. Definitely has some meaning, something to do with God. So like of course Burna Boy is Nigerian and there's different tribes in Nigeria. And so there's the Igbo tribe, there's the Yoruba tribe, there's the Hausa tribe, and many other tribes. Me personally, I'm Igbo, because I'm half Nigerian and my mum is Igbo. Great to see this Burna Boy doing so well, not only in the UK but globally. Just really repping Africa and repping Nigerians.
I say my baby, you been a set up. You don't do your body now, your body better. If you leave, I go crazy you. Because you be my order. I put something for your heart. Say you know when I do it for my tongue. And then they catch you cool and they see I'm a tongue. Your body make me strong up in the Jackie you. Oh, shake you. I stick this out to your case you.
I really like Onyeka because I like it's a good follow from Wonderful. They kind of maintain that kind of stripped back, traditional sounding, happy, uplifting vibe. So I like that. It's a good follow track from Wonderful. I just like, again, it's a bit more of a romantic track. Not like the strongest tracks though, because I feel like I can now get into the position I've listened to enough. Strongest tracks for me was definitely Alarm Clock and Way Too Big and possibly Wonderful. Those three tracks for me have been very strong, as well as the intro Level Up. Bebo was more chill energy wise, and maybe that's why I'm preferring other tracks to it, because I like I like when I hear beats that make me move, and I'm still saying it's great, but I'm strength wise, what am I listening to more is them other songs more than Bebo.
Yeah, man. Swear I came looking fresher than a peppermint.
Yeah.
Till today I did this line. Now when they see the double R, I'm like, hey man, come make a give. Like no politics, go ahead after me, buggy my beginnings.
This won't hit the dust, and haters want what they say they don't do. Yo, I get 3 words when I'm trying to scoop up.
We're Dolce, like this picks up on my go-to. Been winning, befriending women from the beginning with a dripping.
Because I can't change, I be naughty by nature, I be gang. Some people think it's a game like Connect.
I think Naughty by Nature, I like the Naughty by Nature feature. It was interesting to hear the hip hop group in this song. Like their flow over such a Western African beat, over such an Afro beat was really interesting to hear, that kind of fusion there. And for me, I think that was like the most interesting part of the song. Besides that, I feel like the issue I had of Naughty by Nature is that it was giving me a vibe that was quite similar to vibes I've heard already in this album. I feel like maybe it's just a bit too much now to have them all in one go. Hearing Wonderful, Onyeka, then Naughty by Nature, it was just like, it was too much of a similarity. Like the attempt to fuse these sounds together. They kind of fuse pretty seamlessly, but I was still really trying to digest hearing the rappers on top of that kind of traditional beat.
Babes, man, come away. I know this you come. Waiting with this you come. I know believe you come. Go change them to another thing now. My baby to power, make you wind to the sound of the guitar. I know believe you come. To see come on, to see come on.
This is what I needed to hear.
Me, I dey find my own. If I dey keep on my distance, they are Abuja. Make I dey Lagos, you. I wanna get better news about you. I smile and it dey.
Yeah.
Open my to pick with the size in the way. You live a life of how you decide to get free. And life is no easy, my brother. You dey find your goal.
There's a sweetness to this song that I really like. It's really like there's a sweetness to it. I can't explain it, but like, you know, when you bite into a strawberry or into a peach or into a nectarine, and that sweetness.
When it was me, to say easy, said I don't feel best for you. Mama, don't feel best, said I don't feel.
I like this track a lot. I feel like it's an instant favorite for me. It's got a sweetness to it, as I was earlier describing, and it also just has a carefree kind of nature to it. He's saying life is not easy, but you know, he's taking life as it is. It's sounding really like, you know, it's that, you know, the phrase, it is what it is. It's like he's made it into a song. It is what it is. This is life. It is what it is. And it just has this kind of ease to it and the sweetness to it that I really appreciate. It's got, it's even though it's not a simple song, there's of course a lot of going on in the instrumental, there's a simplicity to it that I very much appreciate.
And they see us struggle, and no fevers for you. Life is not easy, my brother.
Okay, it's instantly going to the playlist. Let's just add it right now. It's like there's an R&B Afro-beat song. Like, this is what? We've got the dun 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 of the beat, and then we've got the dun dun of like some chords being played, and then we've got Burna singing. So like he's just in his feels, and it's just, I like this song right here. Yeah. I've really loved 23. 23 is an instant favorite, just like No FIT VEX. So is 23. It's just, they're both instant favorites for me. No FIT VEX and 23 have been a very strong run for me. I very much like the tracks 8, 9, and 10.
So darling, jump in the ride. Don't make them tell you lie. I saw the taxi check to my jacket and the visa. See where you see what you're down on your mouth, so you never know what tomorrow holds. You see, cause as it equal invitation to dance. Salty soul Burna boy came through with another one. So come on and got a story to write.
Really like Time Flies. Again, we've got the beautiful drums running through that track. We've got that salty soul feature where they're like kind of harmonizing choir-like vocals. It was so beautiful. It sounded like literally a congregation of singers when they sing together, because they just have like really strong, powerful voices with such volume and such presence.
Calling me a monster, calling us fake. No.
We have Chris Martin. That's a feature I would have never expected to see, but Chris Martin is very successful, very big, someone that's got a lot of recognition globally, so it's good to see him here with Burna Boy, two very important UK artists coming together, really.
Create barricades, keep our position away. That's why we strap with the case. Don't get kidnapped from your place for days. You know we come from a place where people smile but it's fake. How could they smile if you look around?
Dun, 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 dun. It sounds very similar to another song. I need to listen again.
The life from the day, it's like the heads of the state ain't comprehending the hate that the oppressed generate. One day been.
I feel like that's a Michael Jackson song. Dun, 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 dun. What song is the?
We are the monsters you made. I think they thought it was cool. Probably thought for the mothers crying, we're dying as youth. Come walk a mile in my shoes. See if you smile at the truth. See if
we've given everything. You are still taking. In exchange,
I really like Monsters You Made for the message that it talks about, you know, about just our homeland, how people of color, black people have been treated, and how they've been things have been taken from us, and we've been lied to, and we're dealing with the aftermath of so many wrongdoings to our race and culture, and hence the Monsters You Made kind of thing, where like now we're kind of not rebelling but rising above to be heard. I like the kind of narrative he's expressing there with how much of a fight it is. Even the beat sounds like there's a fight, like there's a war going on. It's like just droning doom doom doom, and it just gives that kind of warlike fighting energy. The melody sounds very similar to a song. Is it Dirty Diana? It just came to me now. I think maybe it's Dirty Diana. Yes, it is.
I know be one of those men with the fear to forget. Check I'm not back waiting this song. Yeah. My brother was okay, everything is okay. Back on top. Then I shoot them waiting this song. They my own. No pay attention, of course. Waiting in here, waiting and talk. I'm watching my back and facing my front. True today, but I need to know so.
Watching my back and facing my front. I really like Wettin.
Like we they understand waiting this song. I will no go down. Pick them one by one. Make me bust my gun.
That is just a very good track for its instrumental. The kind of sharp and sudden like trumpets in the background, the beat, it's just literally like Burna Boy's music. It feels like the music is alive. There's a liveliness to it. It feels like it's alive, breathing and moving. That's why I like his music so much. And Wettin Dey Sup is like one of those tracks that's really capturing that alive vibe. It feels like it's living. And I like that. I like when music feels like it's alive. good music. Feels like it's alive.
Right now.
Pull up like surprise is the president. Can't you see that I'm in my element? I might just decide to slide on my enemies.
Oh, I'm straight into the playlist. He said, can't you see that I'm in my element?
I ain't right, I'm correcting it. Everybody know for sure I'ma take it there. So close it is and dot your eyes when you're messaging.
Yes, we are blessed, but it's harder to see sometimes. Trying to find my peace of mind. He said, how could you be so blind, babe? So please stay. We'll share the whole field. Real life is for living, it's just like
that we style them guy. Real no be China. From me up in the dark. And nothing I ever said ever been a lie.
Real life for me was a shock to hear Stormzy singing so beautifully, literally matching Burna Boy's vocals. Like, Burna Boy is a singer, so to hear Stormzy, a rapper, sing just as good as Burna Boy on a track was insane for me. Because I mean, we've heard Stormzy kind of do vocalizing before, especially in his previous album, Heavy's the Head, but it's like, that was probably the best kind of singing I've heard from Stormzy. It was so tranquil, so smooth, so on point. I like that. I like the Stormzy contribution a lot there.
Cause I'm only human. Somebody move. I'm not sure anymore. Who is knocking at my door until it's done.
J5.
You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I shoot them Gangnam Style, put the gang on it. Twist my fingers up, can kill you. At any time, anything can happen. No, any one of us could have been pop smoke. Wear my vest and clean my corner. I going out better. You can bank on it.
Yeah.
You can put 100 grand on it. Anything.
You can put 100 bands on it. I don't know what if he said bands or banks on it. Oh, I don't know. He said to put 100 something on it. He said you can bet on it. He said when I do something I stand put like what? Yes.
And they call me bank on it.
Bank on it.
I walk around with the bank on it. Show the Gangnam Style with the gang on it. Twist my fingers up and bang on it.
Goosebumps. Can you guys see? Can you guys see? I've got goosebumps. Twice as tall. Bank on it. You're ending with that J5 production. Burna, you know what you're doing. Ending with that J5 production. J5 is one of the best producers there is when it comes to like UK Afro-beat sound. Like, he's amazing. Burna Boy's twice as tall. What is my overarching statement for this album? My overarching statement for this album is that it definitely took me to the motherland. It took me home. It took me home. But in comparison to African Giant, I feel like this album was the perfect length. Very concise, and I loved that about this album. But African Giant just felt a lot more focused on that home sound, that motherland home sound. Twice as Tall felt a little bit less so than African Giant did. Not to say that it didn't, because as I said, it still took me home. Just a little bit less than African Giant did. I like that he was still tackling different types of sounds, showing how he can take it back home with the instrumentals, but also make it a bit more Afro pop and have different influences in there. Like, for example, having the Naughty by Nature, having Chris Martin, having Sauti Soul, and then having Stormzy singing, and also just changing the vibes from like Aggie vibes that we get like an alarm clock and comma, and then having subtle, beautiful, sweet scenery vibes with like Wonderful and Onyeka and 23. Out of the 15 songs, I think there was 2 that I didn't add. Everything else was really, really good. But my criteria, did it take me on a journey? Yes, it did. It started off quite calm with Level Up, Twice as Tall, and it ended quite calm with Bank on It. It's like it went full circle, and I like that. I like how in the middle we had a lot more of a summery kind of vibe when we were getting to like Wonderful and Onyeka, and it was feeling a bit more free, a bit more uplifting, a bit more like sweet. Had only a few moments of really energy-packed tracks, but the majority of the album was showing us different takes on sweetness of the African sound. Constantly sweet throughout, but just different stances. It took me on a journey, but kind of maintained the same kind of energy throughout. The boom tracks, I added a lot of songs to the playlist, just not 2. That's a lot. That's 13 songs in my playlist just from this album. That's great. And then in terms of, did it make creative sense? It did. It did. The production was beautiful throughout, and the vibes, the vocals from Burna Boy always matched the production. The story he was telling always matched the energy and the liveliness of the production. Am I gonna rate this album? I'm gonna rate it. I feel like the reason why that Burna Boy's album feels a bit diluted to me in terms of how much it took me home in comparison to African Giant is because maybe of like Diddy's influence. Maybe Diddy's influence made it a bit more Americanized. I don't know, but it definitely doesn't take me back home as much as African Giant did, which is why for me, like this is why for me the album could have scored higher, but it's not. I mean, a 7 is kind of high, but it's like a low 7 though. It's not like the strongest 7. It could be a 6.8. It could be a 6.7, just simply because there's just something that was missing for me, and I think I'm gonna pin it down on the fact that it doesn't take me home as strongly as I know it could have, because I've seen Burna Boy take me home and take me to freaking Africa in African Giant. It was just not exactly what I was hoping for, which is why it's probably scoring a low 7, high 6. Thank you guys for watching my reaction and review to Burna Boy's Twice as Tall. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. See you guys all next time.